go and buy the biggest breaker bar you can find. Christmas holidays, day one. Day after Boxing Day. So it's been such a full-on year, we never really got to plan our trip for Christmas holidays. We got 3 weeks off and had hopes of going to Fraser, but that was too hard, didn't book it. And it turns out that like the stress of booking a holiday so far in advance these days is it's too hard. So instead this year we invested a little bit more in our caravans. So we've got Steve and Charlie over the other side there, and basically we've decked them all out so we can be fully off grid. So there's lots of new things we're testing on this trip. We've all got a new battery system. I think Charlie wins with about, I don't know, 600 amps and 1,000 watts of solar or something. Steve and I have upgraded ours as well with iTech World batteries, so we've got about 480 amp hours and, I don't know, 800 watts of solar or something like that. Also for this trip, we're testing out the Nature's Head to composting toilet. So I did a video on that a little while back. And and the Starlink. So I can actually upload these videos whilst we're running around. Or if I work this out right, I can upload them to the cloud. And then my assistant Caitlin, who's on holiday somewhere else, she can download them and edit this so it all goes up and the holiday continues. But it wouldn't be a holiday without something going wrong. And as we were heading for northern New South Wales, but we did say, we all vowed on this trip, if we feel like changing our mind, we'll just change our mind, so what? So we thought, we'll get to the border on the first night. It didn't happen. Call it the Y62 gods, just got this feeling to stop at World's End campsite on the way through, which is a brilliant campsite. I'll show you around. Kids are playing on the other side of the creek there in their hammocks. Christmas presents. Creek down here, we caught a bunch of yabbies last night. Back to the story. As we pulled in, as we decided to go to World's End instead of Coburn, we had to do a U-turn. As Charlie was doing a U-turn, he felt like a bit of a funny feeling through the steering wheel, and we ended up trying to diagnose it yesterday and haven't actually got it yet. We thought, so basically go on a straight line, no problems, no ticking or clicking, but as soon as you turn with the caravan on, that's when you can feel it, and the wheel actually is like it's locked on, which is very unusual. So we did the easiest thing first, and that's pull the drive shaft out. So this is the drive shaft that came out of the left-hand side, which we thought was creating an issue, but the car's not that old. Everything's like moving, rotating. We've checked it out. The only thing done to this car is a diff drop, but that's not going to change anything. So it's getting really, like, with our diagnosis of it turning, it feels like diff. But diff, you've never heard of a diff going in a Y62. Like on a car this high, first thing I do is drive shaft. So we're going to pull the other drive shaft out and have a look at that as well, and maybe swap them over left to right, put them back in and see if that changes anything. The funny thing is with the van off, we didn't notice it at all. It only happens with the caravan on, and it's a pretty heavy ball weight. It's got to be at least 350. So the diagnosis continues. Where? Is it silvery though? Not really.
It's dirty.
This car hasn't done that many Ks.
No. Bit of worry.
I don't see any metal in it. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. It's just dirty. Dirtier than it should be. Other drive shaft out. It looks perfect. We've moved it around. It feels brand new, to be honest. So that's not a good sign. You spin it around.
No, it's not the spider gears. I just think the drive shaft's just on too much of an angle or something. Which is really weird because it should be down because it's got the weight of the tow bar on it.
Yeah.
Turbo weight on it.
I reckon we swap them over, left to right to left, and see if anything changes.
Nah. You'd be bloody unlucky if it is.
The Diff, you mean?
Like if a tooth's missing off the...
Yeah. No, it's
Off the crown.
it was when we were turning.
Yeah, right.
That's what I don't get.
So that's turning, so that's going the opposite way. So that's spinning all those spider gears inside.
Yeah.
And there's no notch, it's not gripping up or anything, it's smooth as.
And the pinion?
Pinion's like, well, I can't, obviously it's connected to the tail shaft, but it's not moving up or down or anything. That might be the next thing we need to take off.
Far out.
Take the tail shaft off and spin that around slowly and make sure it's not notchy.
Yeah. Drive shafts are back in, swap them left to right. Before, when we went on like full lock, the left-hand wheel would go. So we'll see what happens now. Like it was So you're in 4 high? Oh, the locker's on. Should be able to just turn it off. Let's go into neutral. And now let it roll forward. Just like take the foot off the brake. Alright, now back into drive and it should come off. Well, that's how it probably should behave with the locker on. But before it was like very jagged. Come off? That's just bound up. Just go out into the road and do some S's in reverse. Like, go out in the dirt and go S in reverse. Try and get one side of the car on this gravelly rough stuff and then the other side on the firm stuff.
I've got it stopped now.
Alright, alright. Let's do some turns. So basically the tip of the day, if you are going on a trip, make sure you go and buy the biggest breaker bar you can find, which is like 1 metre, and a 36 and a 32mm deep socket like that. I wouldn't leave home without it. Alright, so we've kind of made the group decision we're going to keep travelling sort of east-northeast. We're going to go probably somewhere around Renmark, try and find a station. I always find stations are cool. I have free camps are. I just really want to find some water, to be honest. And we'll test this thing out. And if we stay close to a town, the theory now is, because we've had a bit of time since I pressed record last to think about this, and we think it might be something to do with the oil in the diff being so yuck. So if we go into Renmark, we might be able to get some more diff oil, pump the old stuff out, put some new stuff in, and then have a test and see what it's like. But because mechanically, as in like drive shaft wise, we can't fault it. It feels like it's coming from the diff with this thing. Honestly, I've never had this before. It either the CVs break or they don't. The spines break or they don't. This is like an intermittent, not an intermittent, it's such a subtle thing, but there's definitely something wrong. So yeah, instead of going like Broken Hill and through up into New South Wales, we're going to hug around the Dubbo way, I reckon, and therefore we're close to towns if we need help. All right, off we go. All right, still got issues with Charlie's car, but we've driven, I don't know, a few hundred Ks, not even, but look at the place we've just jagged, like right on the water, so good. There's a boat ramp just behind me. I will give up where this is because it's Let's have a look. It's just over the Victorian border. We're on the Victorian side of the Murray River. Let's zoom right in. Sunset, something or other. But if you see this track in, there's an almond farm right there. Don't turn right into that because you get stuck in the almond farm with 3 caravans. You've got to go down this sketchy as road. Charlie and Steve were not happy with like almost getting bogged, scratches to the van, everything. But then you get onto the river and it's amazing. And it's just up the road from Wampini. We were there the other day, or a little while ago now, but they make awesome pizzas. So I could almost get the boat out and go check that out. This is going to be, oh yeah, the bikes are out. The kids are doing what they're supposed to. Dad, can I have my bike? That's what I want. Instead of, Dad, can I have the PlayStation? Or internet. So anyway, we might hang out here for a day, maybe more. Oh, and we picked up diff oil. So we've got to do a diff oil change because his car is still playing up.
I found a jump.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 ruts and then you can basically just drop in.
Excellent.
You go full speed, you drop in and then jump.
All right, we'll have a look at that after. Or do you want to show me?
I'll show you later.
Right.
Like it's, I gotta add to it. It's a shovel and stuff.
All right, shovel's on the other side.
No, I'm not getting that.
This is so damn cool. You see it? It's like standing on the boat, holding on. I can steer by just like leaning left or right, so I don't actually have to have any input onto the motor. And we're just cruising. Been cruising for, I don't know, an hour from our campsite. We stayed at Wampini Station, I don't know, a few months ago, which isn't far from here. So I thought, I'll just have a crack at like getting there via the river. And it's been the most relaxing morning, just chilling out. Electric motor, inflatable boat, it's quiet, just hear the water, that's it. And I've got this view all morning. Fantastic. I reckon that might even be Wampini Station just there, that boat. I kind of recognise that. Where is it? Somewhere. There. I reckon that's Wampini there. Let's go and have a look. I was right. That is Wampini Station. So if you looked at my last holiday vid, that's the boat ramp I was going to try and get down over there. And it doesn't look that much better, to be honest. Oh, maybe. But yeah, it's cool seeing it from this side now. Like that's the where they do the wood-fired pizzas up the top there. Hey guys, if you're watching this video, I should stop in, but I don't want to be that person. That's so cool. When we were fishing, like just off that bank, like just there, the kids were catching carp and yabbies along there. There we go, and we camped just like right there last time. Oh, it's cool to see it from this angle. Probably turn around at some point. That's so cool. That's where Jazzy Rose Fine Arts, I think they call it, does it up there. We bought some of her artwork as well. So we've been travelling on the boat for 5.6 kilometres now. We've got about 65% left of the battery. So I should probably think about turning around. But I really don't want to because this just looks so cool. I could do this all day. Just stand here and maybe bring a few beverages with me. I'm loving it. All right, we're leaving our second campsite now. We need to do a bit of a check-in. What's all the new things that we've tried, what's working, what's not working. The Nature's Head toilet, composting toilet.
Good so far, yeah.
And what did you learn this morning?
Tip the wee from close to the ground rather than up high.
Splashback ain't always that good. One thing I've been doing, trying to basically carry extra water and also to keep weight off, is because I've got the 2 jerry cans here. In this little cupboard, if I can do it with one hand, I've installed like a pump. You can see that. So basically I've got hose connections ready to go that clicks in there, and I can pump directly out of either of those jerry cans and it will go straight into the side of the caravan. And it's the same connection as like mains, and it's the same pressure as what the pump is inside the van already. And I've got some filters if I get some, you know, undesirable water that I want to filter out too. All right, let's check in on Charlie and how his car's going now. What a lineup. All right, let's see what we're up to here. All right, we got new diff oil.
We do.
How does it feel?
So far, so good.
All right, so the theory here was one, dirty oil is never good, but also the viscosity. So when we left camp, our first camp, it wasn't really misbehaving, but we think that's because the oil didn't get a chance to heat up and you know, get runnier, therefore not working well on the diff. But the oil that came out of there was pretty gross. So fingers crossed, we're going to be good today.
Test it out.
All right, what's going on? We'll check on Steve-O down here. These rigs look awesome. So describe the oil that came out of Charlie's diff.
Oh, black, nasty, thick, look like diesel oil.
Yeah,
Something not right there.
let's hope that fixes it.
No, I reckon it'll be all right.
I'm talking about what's new and what we've changed for this trip. So for you and me, it's been the batteries, the iTech World 480s. How's that going?
Awesome.
Have you run the aircon?
I have run the air conditioner and it works well. How long it lasts, so we'll see. I'll test it out.
Yeah.
And the hitch.
Oh, the hitch, of course.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Steve's been trialling this hitch. It's got like a shock absorber built in here and here. We got it off of Tag, and yeah, if it's any good, we'll start selling these hitches. But so far, yeah. What does it feel like in comparison to the other hitch when you're towing?
Well, the other one wasn't too bad, but obviously trying this one, when you go over like corrugations on the road, it's real dampening. Like you can definitely feel that it's got that absorption there,
And
it's smoothened out the whole ride. It definitely works.
and thank you for answering my questions with cucumber in your mouth.
Sorry.
We're off to Hay now as we keep travelling into New South Wales. I don't know what exciting things we're going to do there, so there might not be much filming, but then we'll see what the destinations are after that. It's time to hit the road, Jack. What a lineup. Almost forgot, there's one other thing that is new for this trip that I've been testing, and that's the new boat motor. So I've got the Parsons 1.2 kilowatt electric motor, and that has been an absolute cracker. Top speed this morning was 11 k's an hour, which in electric motor world is pretty good on my little boat. So I was chuffed, did a 10k journey just around the river, actually visited Wampini station where we stayed a little while ago, and did a lap and come back, hour and a half, and I had 34% left at the end of it all. So now as I'm driving, my poor alternator, it's charging both batteries, because I used that to charge the boat motor last night, so that depleted them. Then the alternator's charging, the inverter's on in the car, which is charging the boat motor again, and then that's 1500 watt or something. And then the caravan is being charged as well. So there's another 30-40 amps going through the Anderson plug, which I can watch on my submarine screen here too. Well, I better press the button now. Amp meters. There we go. Oh, I say that and it's charging it. There we go. 30 amps it's charging at. So I like to be able to monitor this stuff whilst driving. And it also tells me that the Anderson plug hasn't fallen out on a hard left turn. Oh, let's hit the road. Alright, I think we've got to wind this video up. It's been going for a while. We didn't make it to Hay because we stopped in Mildura at the pub to have lunch, and it was a cracker pub. We ended up staying there a bit too long and had not too many drinks, but not enough to drive to Hay. And the kids were gagging for a swimming pool, and I must admit we did need to top up on water. These guys had to dump and all that sort of stuff. So we're in Mildura. Now we're setting off and just seeing how far we're going to get, and I have no idea. I've decided I'm not going to call where we're going because we keep changing the plan, and it has been such less stress when we haven't had to follow a schedule. All right, this one's out, but you'll see more next time we pop into reception and I'll do an upload. All right, thanks for watching, and see you next time on YouTube. Yeah.